From the follow up from Yorkshire Rose's video earlier outside that hotel, I did hear of this group before, so let's dig a little bit on this Serco, shall we? Serco Group PLC Board of Directors, but I'll read a little background of this Serco, right? So, Serco Group PLC is a British multinational company specialising in government services across various sectors, including defence, justice, immigration, health, transport, and citizen services. Headquartered in Hook, Hampshire, England, Serco operates globally, serving regions such as the UK and Europe, North America, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East. The company was founded in 1922 as RCA Services Limited, a division of the Radio Corporation of America. Rebranded, became Serco Services Company in 1987 following a management buyout. Public listed on the London Stock Exchange and is a listed on the London Stock Exchange of the FTSE 250 index, employs approximately 50,000 employees as of 2025. Revenue is 4.7 million. That's 4,787 million revenue. Operating income 273 million. Net income 44 million. Core sectors and services of Serco operations are focused on 5 core sectors. Defence provides services such as maintenance of the UK's ballistic missile early warning system at RAF Flyingdales, support for RAF bases and marine services for the Royal Navy. Justice and Immigration manages prisons, young offenders institutes and immigration removal centres. Notably, Serco operates facilities like Yarl's Wood Immigration Removal Centre in the UK. Transport operates services include the London Cycle Hire Scheme, Merseyrail franchise, and previously the Catalonian Sleeper Service. Health and other facilities management offers services enhancing public sector infrastructure and patient care quality. Civil services provides various services contributing to community well-being. Global operations. North America, Serco has secured significant contracts. Now get this, folks, such as a 4-year deal worth $320 million agreement with the US Space Force to modernize electrical plant at the Putvik Space Base in Greenland. In Germany, Serco operates refugee accommodations through subsidiaries like ORS and European Home Care. However, in April 2024, the state of Berlin terminated 3 contracts with ORS due to serious deficiencies, including a case where an asylum seeker's death went unnoticed for 4 weeks. Asia Pacific. In Australia, Serco provides support services to military garrisons and has managed immigration detention centres. However, the company has faced challenges due to tight labour markets and unmet business expectations in the region. Leadership change. In 2025, Anthony Kirby succeeded Mark Irwin as CEO. This transition coincides with political shifts in key markets, including the UK Labour's party stance on reducing private contracts in public service, which may impact Serco's operations. So they kind of shifted it about there to make it more law-abiding in a way. Acquisition. In January 2025, Serco expanded its defence capabilities by acquiring a leading US defence business from Northrop Grumman for $327 million. Controversies and challenges surrounding it. Overcharging scandal. In 2013, Serco was found to have overcharged the UK government for electronically monitoring offenders, leading to a $68.5 million repayment and a significant loss in 2014. The company has faced criticism over the management of facilities like Yarl's Wood Immigration Removal Centre, including allegations of sexual abuse and cover-ups, and using detainees for cheap labour. In October 2024, Serco's tracking devices and panic alarms on prison vans were disabled following a cyber attack, raising concerns about the company's cyber security measures. Now I know that's all bossy. This cyber security stuff, that's going to be pushed more and more down our throats, or they're going to try do it. Like you see now with these people hacking Marks and Spencers, huh? And the news is running with it like, the poor shoppers are being let down by these cyber attacks and all this crap, whatever. It's all scripted. That, despite past controversies, Serco has shown financial resilience. In 2023, the company reported a 5% increase in operation profits to 249 million and a 7% rise in revenues to 4.8 billion. The growth has attributed to strong performances in the UK and European segments, aided by acquisitions in Switzerland and Germany. However, the company remains cautious due to potential impacts from up-and-coming national elections in key markets, which could affect government contracting opportunities. So, Anthony Kirby, right? Chief Executive, appointed to the board in March 2025, Kirby has been with Serco since 2017, holding various leadership roles including Chief People Officer and Group Chief Operating Officer. Before joining Serco, he spent 17 years at Compass Group plc in several senior positions. That Compass Group, I've heard of that one before. I've came across that one before. Let's not do John Richardson. This fella here, Nigel Crossley, Group Chief Financial Officer, serving as CFO since April 2021. Nigel Crossley has over 30 years' experience in financial roles within international organisations. He joined Serco in 2014 and has played a pivotal role in the company's financial transformation. John Richton, he's after being bumped up. Chairman, appointed to the board in September 2016, and as chairman in April 2021, John Richton has held executive roles at Rolls-Royce Group, Royal Ahold NV, and British Airways plc. He is also chair of Informa plc. Lynn Peacock, senior independent director, joining the board in a lot of them joined in 2017. There's a few of them now here that are all joining in 2017 for some reason. Lynn Peacock has extensive experience in senior management roles, including a chief executive of Woolwich plc and National Australia Bank's UK operations. She holds several non-executive positions in other organisations. Didn't delve into it. Probably does here, does it? There's a few of them there, look. So she's the non-executive director and chair of the Audit Committee of Scottish Water, non-executive director and member of Audit and Risk Nominations of Remuneration Committees of Jardine Lloyd Thompson Group. And the other ones there you can stop and have a look through. This one here, Kirsty, looks like a bloke. Kirsty Bashford, independent non-executive director, appointed in September 2017. Again, Kirsty Bashford brings expertise in change management and organisational culture, with previous roles at BP and Care Group. Crew Desai, independent non-executive director since October 2021. Crew has contributed her expertise in public service transformation, having held leadership roles in KPMG LLP and Musul Group. Ian Mockadem, there's a name, Mockadem, non-executive director, joining in July 2017 again, has a background in business transformation and has served as CEO of RWS Holdings plc and EXOVA Group. Don't know what that is. Tim Tim Lodge, non-executive director, appointed in February 2021. Tim Lodge is a seasoned finance professional with expertise as CFO at Tate and Lyle plc and COFCO International. Here's a dame. There's a dame in there. Look, Dame Sue Owen, independent non-executive director since 2020. Dame Sue Owen has brought her extensive experience in government and economic policy, having held senior roles in various UK government departments. More government roles are. See, they just switch around, don't they? They just switch around once they're finished doing something and reckon something. They just move to another position. Is this Victoria? Yeah, Victoria Hall, independent non-executive director, appointed September 2024, has a strong background in legal and governance matters with previous roles as general counsel at Invices plc and Telewest Communications plc. Nikeshka Graham Burrell, company secretary, appointed in September 2023, has governance expertise from roles at OSB Group plc and HSBC Holdings. That's a bank, isn't it? HSBC. She advises the board on governance matters, is an associate of Chartered Governance Institute. Right? Now, I'll just go back up here for a minute. Let me just go back up to the top and put you at the top bloke. As of May 2025, Serco Group employs approximately 50,000 people across more than 20 countries. The United Kingdom hosts the largest number with 14,000 staff members. Following the UK is India with 6,600. Nationwide, so it says Australia employed 12,000, but they're divided out nationwide, so 12,000 Australians. In North America, Serco has about 9,000 employees, primarily in the United States. These figures highlight Serco's significant global presence, with the largest concentration of employees being in the UK. So then I went on to ask, what's the story? Has Serco ever been in trouble with the law? Yes, they were. Between 2010 and 2013, Serco's UK subsidiary, you've seen it before, Serco Geographics, it was called, was found to have overcharged the Ministry of Justice for electronically monitoring services the company billed for tagging individuals who were deceased, incarcerated, or had left the country in 2013. Now, I'll read that again, right? So this company that is acting as security for all of these hotels overcharged the Ministry of Justice, billing them for tagging individuals who were deceased, incarcerated, or had left the country of where they were initially being tagged. Not mad. Serco agreed to pay $68.5 million to the government for these overcharges. Subsequently, in 2019, Serco Geographics accepted responsibility for 3 counts of fraud and 2 of false accounting, resulting in $19.2 million fine and a $3.7 million in costs as part of a deferred prosecution agreement with the Serious Fraud Office, the SFO. No criminal charges were brought against the parent company. No criminal charges were brought against them, and Serco stated none of their executives involved remained with the company. So that's probably why they did a big clear out. That's just, right, the company gets in trouble, right, clear out the board, put all new plants in. Biometric data misuse. In 2024, the UK's Information Commissioner's Office ordered Serco to cease using facial recognition and fingerprint scanning technologies to monitor employee attendance in its leisure business. The ICO found that Serco had unlawfully processed biometric data of over 2,000 employees across 38 leisure facilities without providing alternative methods for clocking in and out, making it a condition for payment. Serco committed to complying with the enforcement notice. In 2013, in Australia, Serco faced criticism for handling of a lockdown at Clarence Correctional Centre in New South Wales, Australia, following an assault on a guard by a single prisoner. Serco locked down 175 inmates for 5 days, a measure deemed unreasonable and oppressive by the NSW Ombudsman. Legal experts called for sanctions against Serco, and investigations into a potential class action on behalf of affected inmates were initiated. Once again, in Australia, in early 2022, Serco was fined for concealing an unauthorised use of firefighting equipment as a means of crowd control during disturbances at North West Point Immigration Detention. There's another one on Christmas Island. So I'll read that bit again. In 2022, Serco was fined for concealing the unauthorised use of firefighting equipment as a means of crowd control during disturbances at North West Point Immigration Detention Centre on Christmas Island. The Commonwealth Ombudsman highlighted that fire extinguishers were used against detainees, including those not involved in the disturbances, contravening departmental policies. The Department of Home Affairs confirmed the unauthorised usage and committed to further investigations. Here's a shareholder lawsuit in the UK. In 2024, Serco settled a landmark lawsuit with institutional investors, including Allianz and Russell Investments, over the electronic tagging scandal. The investors accused Serco of making misleading statements and cooking the books, end quote, leading to a significant drop in the company's share price. While the terms of the settlement were not disclosed, Serco maintained that the claims were not material to the group and expressed confidence it would have won the case. These incidents highlight the legal and regulatory challenges Serco has faced in the blah in certain countries. But there you go, there's a little breakdown of this Serco. This is the crew, this is the company that are paying for all of the security at these hotels for the Unvetted. So there you go.